Okay, so this is a little refresher for Larry or for anybody who's working with Tales from the Big Canoe. This is how we do the show. So you're going to need to get the show itself either from Box or from the computer in the training studio. But once you've got the episode, then we can go sign in. You'll have to put in whichever email you set up with. Looks like I've already signed into this, so it just signed me right in as Canoe. But as usual, it takes us to this analytics page, but that's not really what we're interested in today. So we're going to go up to shows up at the top, and we're going to go to Tales from the Big Canoe. Okay, now we can go to episodes. And depending on when you're working on this, these may all have been released, but if we still have episodes pending, that's because I went and I archived all of Larry's shows. I got a chunk of them done earlier, and then I got a chunk done that I scheduled for release, and I scheduled them all for release on the same day, August 21st next year. So I don't actually want them to release on August 21st, 2021, but I wanted Larry to be able to tell, or whoever is editing this to be able to tell which were the ones that had already been kind of taken care of and which were the ones that still needed a little bit of editing in terms of, the title and the description. So let's look at one of these and we'll see how we can get this to release. Let's say we want it to release August 21st, 2020. So that'll be a week, or let's say August 18th, because the last one came out on a Tuesday. We'll put this one out on a Tuesday. So we're in here, we can change the title. So whatever you want the title to be, so, Larry visits Peterborough. And then we can change the time right here. So this calendar icon, you can click on this gray button. That'll bring up the calendar. So we can either change the month, we can change the year, we can change the day, we can change the time of day. So obviously I'm looking to change it to 2020. And what did I say? Tuesday the 18th. So we'll set that. So now the episode will release Tuesday the 18th. Of August 2020. If that date has already passed, it will just release immediately with that date stamp. So this is one way you can schedule things to release, or if you say, you have a little bit of a snafu where you put out episode 1, then episode 3, and then episode 2, and you want to get them in the right order, you just have to go into episode 2 and set its date to sometime before episode 3. So then you'll see them 1, 2, 3 in the proper order. So we selected our date. We can edit the description here if we want, so we can add more details in there. We can add any tags if there's anything like the Aboriginal Services, York University we could add in here. So if we want to add a tag, we can just click in there. You can see a list of all the previous tags that have been typed in before, and we can just add York University. When you're happy with it, you can either hit enter, and you'll see a little gray box surrounds it. Let's also put in Peterborough. So we'll put in, Peterborough. You can also just hit comma. So if you had a whole bunch and you wanted to put in a list, you could just write Peterborough, comma, then the next one, comma, the next one, comma. And now all of these are committed as tags to this episode. So these are like hashtags, so anybody searching York University, Peterborough will see this episode now coming up. So same if you've got any other guests that you want to add. I'm not sure who Randy is, but let's put Randy in here. So we'll just put him in as Randy. So Randy is now in there. It works exactly the same way. You type the name and you hit enter, or you hit comma, and that will commit as a host or a guest. So now that we've got this, we like our artwork. We can always change the artwork too if you have a show-specific or an episode-specific artwork that you want. But we've changed the title. We've changed the release date. We've got some of these people in the description. We've got them now all written in the hosts and the tags. So let's save this episode. Okay, we've got a little green indicator down here on the bottom right that says episode saved. If we go back to episodes, we can now see episode 17, it's changed from yellow scheduled to green, it's published, and we've got the right title in there, Larry Visits Peterborough. So again, you can go back, you can change that. I just noticed here it says Larry visited, Larry attended, so that's all past tense. So let's just click on this. We notice a little mistake in our title. So we'll edit it, we'll change it, scroll to the bottom of the page, make sure we save it. And then we'll just wait until our little indicator comes up. Okay, Larry visited Peter. There we go. Episode saved. A little green thing pops up there. Back to episodes. And let's check it out. Episode 17, Larry visited Peterborough. Okay, all looks good. So if you need to check your distribution, you can click on here. So the distribution is what controls where your podcast is being sent to. So I set this one up on our old host, so it's already going to all of these. You can change your player in here. So this is the thing that shows up on the Canoe FM website. So if you're not happy with your colors, then you can change all the colors in here. Same goes with, there's an automatically generated website that Zencast makes for you. So anytime you want to edit the way this website looks, and if at any time you need to change something, basic, like the name of your show, the description, the author, things like this, or maybe you made a mistake with your main artwork, you want to make a change, that's all here under Show Settings. So go into Show Settings. If for whatever reason you needed to take the show offline, you can click this button and that'll remove it from store, so people won't be able to listen to it. If you wanted to create a template for your show notes, you can do that in here. And if you want to change the contact to your personal email, so I think by default they're all set to podcast@Canoe, but if you want to get your personal email in here, you can go in there. And same for, let's go to links up here at the top. This will allow you to put in your Twitter, your Facebook, your Instagram, if those are things that you use all the time. If not, I've just defaulted to Canoes so that everything can be handled by the station. But if you're really active on any of these social networks and you want your podcast listeners to interact directly with you, you can always paste in your own link in there. So that'll take us back to the overview. And I think that's all that you need to know about using Zencast.